Good morning, my friends. So today I decided to trust a little that after clicking the live button twice, it was going to work. So I might not have had my shifty eyes as much. How are you today? So, first, I want to share a story about follow through. And it has to do with me and planning this panel, but never asking people to do the panel, personally sending out anything and then thinking about it and letting it like hover in my brain for days and just being a little busy and a little distracted with that work of ours, right? That I did not do it. So I'm hoping to put together the panel for next week. I do want to give you time to read the book. It's Believe It by Jamie Kern Lima. I will say that if you are interested in, sometimes if I can't read the book, I go and I Google the book and I say summary, and some people who have read it will summarize it for you. And sometimes that helps, pull out the big points. Like I'll do a little confession. We had to report on a book that I read when it was given to me, which is Magic Kingdom, Inside the Magic Kingdom. And this was given to us like in December. So I read it in December. And then I was to be able to report on it at a meeting this week. And so I I read a summary. I read a couple summaries. And so it kind of jogged my mind on what was important to me. Of course, there were some people at the meeting who were even like better prepared with notes and stuff. And so I was like, that person's got it going on. Anyway, let's get to the book we're talking about today. And I first want to just say, like, one comment in the book that has lingered with me is, and I've heard it before, but it never really resonated with me like it did this time, which was when someone shows you who they are, believe them. So in our business and in our life and trying to plan things, I mean, we get to see people's true blue colors. And when you do, I know like the four agreements, there's one that says, assume the how am I going to say this? Assume the position of positive intent, right? So meaning that a person always means well, right? And then when sometimes you're out there and you're seeing things and you're like, like when someone shows you who they are, believe them. You don't have to go back and run it through and give excuses for them. Or the other thing is, if they did something amazing, you don't have to go and bring it down. Okay. So how do I want to relate this to this book and today? So a couple things jumped out that kind of go with it. So the first is, again, the same kind of thing about believing everything is like your intuition is more powerful than anyone else's advice. So believe yourself, right? And as it went on, it says, now I'm going to turn it around a little bit, right? So now rather than receiving what's going out there, what are you putting out there? And when you give an honest compliment, you change the world in that moment. So this a little bit digs into what we talked about last week about serving others. And then if you want something, the best way to get it is to give it. All right. So when you're depleted, if you go and fill other people's cups, then your cup gets filled. And so she talked about what we sometimes do as women. And it first says, believe in the power of letting your light shine. So of course, me with my son and my light and all that kind of thing. But here's what we say. Okay. Someone says, I love your dress. I'm going to put it up here so that I'm looking at you when I do this. I love your dress. And we say, I got it on sale. You should be so proud of yourself. Oh, I had a lot of help. You're beautiful. No way, I've gained so much weight. Your husband is so thoughtful. Yeah, but he can't change a light bulb to save his life. Your hair looks great. I totally need a haircut. Your child is so clever. Oh, but she's a handful and I'm a hot mess today. Your skin is so beautiful. Seriously? Do you see this zit? Or in my case, do you see this wrinkle? Anyway, why do we do that? And back to, if someone is showing us their true colors, then we should believe them. And if someone is saying something nice to you, you should believe it. And if somebody is trying to give you a compliment, the full sentence is thank you. Anyway, the book is great. It's inspiring in one way because of how much she achieved. And it's also forthright in a lot of ways of like what we're talking about today, is almost like, why do we do what we do? And how can we catch ourselves? I have a friend who does a pattern interrupt. So whenever she starts self-talking to herself negatively, she like smacks it like that and she stops it in the moment. And then she goes and she gives herself a positive affirmation. And so she's pattern interrupting it, cognitive dissonant, cognitive, I don't know what the words are. She has better words for it. But so she just stops it, right? With a physical, loud, embracing, like, I think she claps. All right. Sometimes I know people snap like something on the hands or some sort of something to stop your brain from going in that direction. So it's a pattern interrupt and it's redirecting it to a positive message about yourself. Oh, let's do this, guys. Let's do it. Let's be our best friends. Let's love ourselves. Let's fall in love with ourselves today. When we don't have it in ourselves, let's give it to others so that we can fill our cups and their cups and know that if we're hurting, other people are hurting. And all right, I'm going to leave it at that. So have an amazing weekend. I have an open house tomorrow and Heather's on and she's going to be doing it with me. Heather, I think we need to do some research today and go kayak that pond to make sure we can talk about it. What do you think? I can go grab the truck. There's 2 kayaks in it. We've worked very hard to get this listing where it's at, and it's going to be a nice day. I hope. Is it going to be a nice day tomorrow? One hopes. Anyway, and then it's Father's Day. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I just remembered I haven't done something for Father's Day. I'm going to go do it right now. Have an amazing weekend.